Alright, hello everyone. This is Namranan, and I'm up really early in the morning, but that doesn't matter because what what does matter is that there is a BO3 happening between Brumirage and One True Lycan. So Brumirage is obviously not the super favorite player because One True Lycan is a seasoned BO3 player, and Brumirage is kind of new to BO3, and he's taking the legendary Chaitanya's spot. So let's see what he can do. This matchup is kind of in Brumirage's favor because he does have things like Latios and Kirin Black to kind of like give him a really good edge against most of these ground types. But One True Lycan does have Excadrill plus Hippowdon, which can be a really big threat to pretty much all of Dragon. So if he plays this carefully as well as his Mamoswine, this is easily a good matchup for him. But yeah, it all comes down to the better player, so let's see what happens. Also, do mind if I sound a little bit quiet because it is early in the morning and I don't want to wake everyone up, so. Alright, so first turn we lead with Garchomp. He misses the Toxic. Very unfortunate because that Toxic could have been very important for Hippowdon later, and the Hippowdon does get up rocks. Whew. It looks like Brumirage is definitely lead Garchomp. He might be using Dragon Tail. Nope, he switches out into Latias. Latias does, of course, get the immune. He could be Mega Latias or Scarf Latias. I don't know. Mega Latias is probable here, but I don't want to like place certain bets on it because I feel like this team does work well with Healing Wish Latias too. So, alright, he is Mega though. And he isn't running the stored power set. Very interesting. If he was running the stored power set, he would have stored power, obviously, and not psychic. But he does end up actually having stored power, so that's weird. He does end up having psychic, excuse me. It's very early. Garchomp does click Toxic again to try and catch Gastrodon, but Gastrodon does switch out back into Hippowdon to set the to set the sand back up. He does activate his eject button. Alright, so far this matchup is still looking like it's in everyone's favor. Lycan needs to be a little bit more careful with his Hippowdon because it is getting low. And it is status, so it isn't going to be around much longer. Well, it can be, but getting a slack off against Dragon is very hard, especially with all these Pokemon that just threaten it. So Lycan has to think carefully about who he puts in next. Alright, so he does put in Mamoswine. Kirin Black does take quite a bit, so I think Brumirage is going to have to pick who dies here. Because I don't think anything really comes in on an Icicle Crash, nor does anything come in on, like... Yeah, so he is Scarf Mamoswine, which is kind of gross, but it is a set that's going to work out in his favor. Either that or Brumirage was a Rocky Helmet set. The slow Rocky Helmet set on Garchomp, which usually is slower than Mamoswine. Yeah, there's a good chance it might have been that. Because I don't think it actually outsped anything. I don't think I remember outspeeding Excadrill. So yeah, it might have been the bulky Rocky Helmet set with a Dragon Tail, possibly. As he did have Toxic. But it's whatever. Mamoswine obviously took a kill there, and his rocker is gone, so Lycan eventually actually gets a spin-off, or if Brumirage is forced to debuff. Excuse me, sorry. Brumirage is forced to defog, he will not be able to get rocks back up on Lycan's team, which could be very annoying for Mamoswine and Landorus. Latios comes out. It's most likely going to be Scarf, because if it wasn't Scarf, actually no, it might not be Scarf, because he could be, if it's not Scarf, it's very likely that Brumirage was a Rocky Helmet Garchomp, and that would explain why Mamoswine outsped it. But Latios could definitely be a weird might be Scarf. Alright, so he does get rid of his own Garchomp, which is not exactly great, because I feel like his Garchomp could have definitely... Excuse me. Oh, I'm so very sorry. I feel like his Garchomp definitely could have been, I'm sorry, I'm literally blanking right now. His Garchomp was probably Z-move, and it could have taken in one of his Pokemon for free, one of Brumirage's Pokemon for free. So far, Brumirage has also been playing pretty solidly, so I will say that they are surprising me with their ability to play. But then again, this game has been very straightforward, so there hasn't been anything like really tough to do, any tough calls per se. Not trying to degrade Brumirage, but it's definitely not, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but he's definitely not like definitely not blowing me away with his playing ability right now. Lycan is most likely trying to figure out who he wants to put in next, because I believe this is not his last turn to stand. He has one turn to stand left. So if he puts in Excadrill, he'd have to figure out like what he wants to do next and who he wants to put in. I feel like Excadrill would be the most obvious choice here, right? If he's choice banned, that is. If he's not choice banned, he's gonna have a little bit of a rough time, because I'm pretty sure choice banned collects a KO here, especially since the rocks are up. But if he's not choice banned, then yeah, it's not gonna be as good. He sends out Mamoswine instead. I'm not sure if I agree with this play, because I guess he must not be choice banned, is my guess. But I still feel like he walls Latios because he's a steel type. But I guess he might be afraid of like a non-scarfed set, which would mean his Mamoswine is scarfed. Yeah, his Mamoswine definitely has to be scarfed if it outspeeds Latios here. Like I said, I'm not sure if I agree with putting out Mamoswine in particular. If his Gastrodon had like Toxic or something, I would have put that in. Even though it would have been a momentum drain, it still would have gotten some pressure off on the opposing team with a clicking Toxic. And then he could have pivoted out into literally anything. What? Excuse me. He does end up killing Latios with Ice Shard, and that has to be choice band damage because I'm pretty sure Choice Scarf wouldn't have killed her. So Latios is now gone, and now we have to see what he puts in next. Brumirage is probably good. Yeah, Cure in Black, definitely. Terrible breaks through Thick Fat, so there's a good chance that if he's the right set, Ice Beam does KO Mamoswine here, because Mamoswine is not very bulky in the special side last time I checked. Yeah, it's got like 60 special defense. a lot of HP, but then again, Excadrill also has a lot of HP, but you don't know him about his, but you know he's not super bulky, so... Alright, he sends out Mamoswine, that's the last time he's gonna get Sand Up. And now Excadrill is free to do whatever he wants for 4 turns, so we're probably gonna be seeing a lot of Iron Head action. If he's Choice Band, he just outright wins here, by the way. Alright, he clicks Rock Slide. Is he not Iron Head? I feel like Rock Slide was just an unnecessary risk. Maybe he was trying to conserve sand turns and like try and Rock Slide the Dragonite? Because Dragonite maybe took a Iron Head. But wait, I don't think it takes a Choice Banded Iron Head. Oh, so that definitely means that Lycan is definitely not Choice Band Excadrill. He's probably a Swords Dance Rockium. Or I might be wrong. Alright, Brumirage has Roost on his Latias. We Toxic here, yeah, easy. He is Calm Mind. So he's Calm Mind, but no Stored Power, which is very odd. This might be just an optimization, I guess. I personally like Stored Power a little bit better because it actually makes CM Wars doable so that you win versus like pretty much every Calm Mind spammer, like Keldeo for example. Unless he clicks like Secret Sword, but like beats out Keldeo, beats out Fable. I can't think of everyone else right now off the top of my head, but I know it does do good against other Calm Mind spammers. I think Quiver Dance Volcarona is also another thing that beats, but he does switch out Gastrodon into Excadrill, and Excadrill, it does get weakened as a result. Sand is now over, and it looks like Lycan's chances of winning might also be. Actually, no. He made a smart play here, because now Brumirage is forced to Psychic, and by doing that, he forces a... Actually, yeah, no. He forces Brumirage to Psychic here, which allows Mamoswine to KO, but now Mamoswine's going to be in E-Speed range, so I'm not sure if he wins. If he's physically defensive Gastrodon, he might still win, and Gastrodon is still healthy, so... if it's banded Dragonite, and I'm pretty sure Chaitanya hates banned Dragonite, so he probably did not let Brumirage take that in. So there's a good chance that Dragonite most likely doesn't have a choice band. Also, Lycan needs to watch the time, but yeah, I think his play here might be to sack Excadrill and then put in Mamoswine later and just revenge kill Latias, or just go straight into the Gastrodon. Okay, yeah, based on that damage, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, it is Latias, and Latias isn't super strong, but I'm pretty sure it might be specially defensive. That's just me, though. Also, I don't trust this Latias. I think it might be something whack. Alright, so he decided to Toxic again. Alright, Gastrodon is absolutely eating these Psychics up. I guess he's trying to spam Toxic to catch something on the switch, but he does end up staying healthy. Latias is gone. Dragonite is now in. He puts in Excadrill on the Outrage. Alright. Okay, that Outrage was kinda bad, not gonna lie. So I think Lycan might win here? Yeah, Lycan won. Okay. And it looks like his Hydreigon might have been... I don't know what his Hydreigon was in particular, but obviously it wasn't something that beat Lycan. But yeah, well played by Lycan. He did have the advantage, but Brumirage definitely put him on his toes a few times this match, but I feel like the Latias set definitely held him back a little bit. And I think the way he played it also wasn't like super optimal, but he does end up losing against Lycan. And Lycan did have kind of an easier time in this matchup. I'm not sure what he was doing with his X-Hero. I feel like if he had Iron Hand, he should have clicked it a few times, but I guess, like I said, he might have been trying to beat out the Dragonite and, like, force it out. I don't know, in particular. A pro player will probably clarify this, but I definitely feel like that was kind of a strange play. There definitely had to be something behind it, though. Anyway, good job to Lycan, good job to Brumirage, that was a good first game. They're already playing Gen 7, alright, that was quick. So, Lycan is up 1, and he's up against Brumirage, who dragoned again. Brumirage is going to be using a Como team versus Steel. Como has a super good matchup versus Steel, so I think Brumirage is favored here, but as we all know, Lycan is a very experienced player, and he probably knows how to deal with this Pokemon. How he's going to deal with it, I have no idea, because he doesn't have a team that's really suited to deal with a Como, in my opinion. I feel like this team gets eaten up by it, personally, but who knows? Maybe he has a Celesteela set that, actually, yeah, he might be Air/Celesteela, which I've been seeing a lot more often in Gen 7. He might be Air/Celesteela, and that can help him beat Como out a little bit if it's not Drain Punch. And he might actually be able to collect the win if he does do that, so yeah, can't wait to see what he does. Alright, we're talking leads here. I'm thinking, well, since Brumirage has a... Oh wow, I thought the last game was Gen 7, that was weird. So, Garchomp is gonna come in first. Yeah, Garchomp's gonna come in first. Put down that rocks. I was gonna say that before this happened, by the way. Dragon Tail. Sizor, I don't even know how to pronounce this guy. Sizor comes in, gets the Leech Seed chip. Brumirage tries to Earthquake, but it doesn't work because they can predict that. Garchomp is hella weakened now, and Celesteela and most of his team is still healthy. So this isn't the greatest of first turns for Brumirage. Wait. I don't think Lycan has any proof on his team. Wait, that's so weird. Oh yeah, also Celesteela gets the Beast Boost here. Especially defensive. Alright, that's not good. Because that's exactly what Como doesn't want to see from Celesteela. Brumirage is probably going to put in Pure and Black, yeah. Fusion Bolt, I'm not sure if it... Actually, no, Fusion Bolt is fine here. He might get Toxic though, which would be not good. Unless he's Choice Band. I don't think he is Choice Band though, because I'm pretty sure Choice Band is like a very looked down upon set. So he's most likely still Life Orb at worst. And Heavy Slam doesn't do that much to Kyurem because Kyurem is very heavy, so Celesteela's Heavy Slam only does like 80 base power on it. At least that's what I remember, so yeah, it isn't going to do nearly as much as it normally would. Puts in Ferrothorn. And yeah, Ferrothorn obviously eats. Is he HP Fire Kyurem though? Alright, no, he doesn't take the risk. And he probably also doesn't have HP Fire. Latias does come in. The trick failed, which means that Heatran is Z-move. What Z-move it is, we're gonna probably find out. I think the most common Z-moves were Firium and Grassium. Nah, I don't understand why you'd use Grassium if you have Ferrothorn, personally. Although it is a pretty good learner, I won't lie. Especially for Pokemon like Seismitoad. But yeah, we do see a lot of switching. Como does use taunt on Celestial. And are we gonna see the Z move? We do see the Z move. Celestial isn't gonna really do that much to Como in turn, and I'm pretty sure it's Toxic Protect, yeah, so he doesn't have Air Slash. We're probably going to see a Flamethrower or Drain Punch come out from Brumirage now, even though Celestial is probably going to take a few. And I think Lycan does have enough. Okay, so we are Drain Punch, which is not good for Lycan at all. Lycan's probably going to have to... Okay, I don't know why Brumirage did that. That was kind of a bad play. He killed with Flamethrower, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, now he's in Scizor Bullet Punch range. Alright, I'm pretty sure what Lycan does here is he outright loses if he doesn't chip him down with priority, so... Yeah, this is gonna be really tough. Yeah, if Brumirage decides to Drain Punch here, and he actually gets a substantial amount of health back, and I don't think he will, because Scizor doesn't have a ton of health, it only has base 70, which isn't a lot. And, yeah, I'm not sure if he's gonna get that much HP back from, hitting him. He might get a decent amount, like 20-30%, maybe if he hits him. Actually, no, you'll probably get like 15 to 20 from hitting him, because Scizor is very physically bulky. But the problem arises if he uses Flamethrower, and then Sucker Punch probably doesn't do that much. So I think Lycan's kind of over. Yeah, Lycan's in a really bad spot if Brumirage has Flamethrower. I'm not sure if he has Flamethrower or not. He should, because Fire move combo literally wins this game. And Fire move combo is also extremely common. So I hope for his sake that he uses Flamethrower here. I think Flamethrower is the play. Because Sucker Punch probably doesn't do enough to revenge kill combo, especially when it's +1 defense and also a fighting type. So he does do the double into Heatran, and while I do know why he did that, Drain Punch, Drain Punch doesn't kill, and he gets the Z move off. Which Z move are we? Okay, Inferno Overdrive. Whoa! That did a lot of damage. I was not expecting to do that much damage. Also, that might have been a roll on Como, which is not good for Brumirage. Scizor probably will come back out. And now, Bullet Punch, Sucker Punch will be able to get the kill. And yeah, it's not over for Brumirage though. Okay, so we're gonna start outplaying the Sucker Punch. Okay, so it's come down to this. Brumirage has to get the right read on Lycan. Okay, and we do see Lycan actually win the mind game. Alright, good job to Lycan. Yeah, that's just a constant 50-50 you have to play. Brumirage might not lose here. It's still very winning for him, but it's going to be a lot tougher now. Because he did get rid of one of his biggest threats, which was Mega Scizor, but Bisharp is just as bad, if not even more dangerous. Alright, he puts in Dragonite. Most likely going to be Superpower, or Fire Punch. Doesn't really matter which. What he needs to do is get rid of Ferrothorn and get rid of... Okay, well yeah, obviously he wants to get rid of Bisharp, but I think the key thing is to get rid of Ferrothorn so that way you can actually beat... Alright, so that roll wasn't favorable to Lycan at all, but I think what he wanted was to Sucker Punch him right into Rock's range so that he couldn't switch out after the obvious Superpower. But he does not get that roll, unfortunately, for him. We do see Magnezone use Flash Cannon here. Okay, and a Defog comes out. which is good for Brumirage because that allows his Kyurem to come in a lot easier, also his Altaria. Okay, so Ferrothorn hard walls Altaria here. I'm not sure why Brumirage is actually still trying to play this normally, unless he has Fire Blast, but no, he probably doesn't. Alright. I don't know why in my brain I thought Brumirage had a... Why this Ferrothorn would have had a Gyro Ball. It is literally so early in the morning, you can tell that I'm clearly not awake. But yeah, Brumirage walls Altaria. Wait, no, Altaria walls Ferrothorn, excuse me. Yeah, so he pretty much wins this game. Because once he gets to +6, he just absolutely wrecks Ferrothorn. And yeah, it's looking over, so... Alright, Altaria is looking like it's gonna sweep the rest of this game, most likely. As Lycan tries his best to wear down the Altaria with Protect and Power Whip. But Brumirage should know that all he has to do is just click Earthquake like maybe a couple of times, and he outspeeds Magnezone afterwards. Alright, I hope to God that he doesn't misplay and actually end up killing Altaria. That would be absolutely embarrassing. And the GG's are already said, so yeah, looks like Brumirage won this match. Yeah, once again, Brumirage had a really easy matchup. Well, not super easy, but like a very, very favorable matchup because Como, as I said, wrecks this team. And as we saw in the game, it obviously did quite a bit of work. And if Lycan didn't outplay as well as he did with the Heatran, he probably would have gotten absolutely beaten by the Como alone, but the Altaria does end up putting in enough work to help also take care of that, so... Yeah, Lycan actually may have misplayed, because maybe he wanted to... Actually no, Lycan didn't misplay. I think that was definitely his only play, because even if he put out Bisharp, he Drain Punched, so yeah, that was kind of just... Lycan was just not in a good position, regardless of what happened there. But yeah, if I had to predict what would happen next, I would think... Yeah, I think Lycan will have to take Brumirage to Gen 5, because Brumirage has had no experience in Gen 5 whatsoever, as far as I'm aware. So... I'm pretty sure that they shouldn't be... They should be beaten. I think if Lycan knows what's good, he should take him to Gen 5. I don't think he wants to take him to Gen 8, because that's the gen that Brumirage is very good in. So I think that if he takes him to Gen 5, he will have some sort of a home field advantage. And yeah, as I said, Gen 5. But we do see the Water versus Steel matchup, a very classic matchup that usually results in a 50-50. Usually comes down to the better player and who makes the better outplays. But yeah, we'll see. Obviously, Keldeo kind of eviscerates Steel on its own. Also, it's going to have those rain-boosted Hydro Pumps to get rid of most of the neutral targets, like Jirachi and Skarmory. Also, Scizor. But, obviously Brumirage also has Ferrothorn, which is obviously very notable for being one of the hardest things for water to kill, besides using Keldeo effectively. So yeah, this definitely will come down to the better player. So So we'll see who truly is. If Brumirage truly deserves to be taking the legendary Chaitanya spot, or if he's just still a really good, really solid MPL player that just happened to get slotted in because it didn't matter what the Gengars did this week. They would just make it to playoffs regardless. We'll see if he's we'll see if in this match if he's fodder or if he's actually a relatively big threat. We shall see, we shall see. I think in terms of leads, I would say Lycan's not the type of player to lead Keldeo immediately, so I think he might lead Polytoad just to get the rain set up. He might lead Polytoad or he might lead Seismitoad. I think Polytoad would be the better play though, because that way you aren't like leaving yourself open to a Ferrothorn lead. And if I was Brumirage, probably, I don't know what I'd lead if I was Brumirage. He does lead Ferrothorn though. So Polytoad's obviously out, rain is set up, so Polytoad really isn't necessary anymore. I mean, he can fire off Hydro Pump still, but Keldeo also does that, and also Starmie does that as well. So we don't really need him for that. We'll see if his Polytoad is gimmicky and if he has like Hypnosis or something. Or we'll see if he switches into Tentacruel. Tentacruel's Rain Dish in this generation though. Oh, and he... Well, I guess the game's already over, huh? Yep, that'll do it. That'll do it. Ferrothorn is gone already. Alright. He might be the anti-water Jirachi though, which probably has like thunder on it or something. So he could still be that, and still like destroy this Polytoad. And I'm pretty sure this Polytoad is Specs. But yeah, that critical hit actually hella mattered, because I feel like Ferrothorn wouldn't have died from a singular hit by that thing, even if it was Choice Specs. At least I don't think so. Probably would have lived on like 4 or 10. But like that crit definitely mattered. And if Brumirage was specially defensive, most likely he wasn't specially defensive, but if he was, crits do 2 times damage instead of 1.5 times damage in Gen 5, so probably would have died. Okay, so we do see the substitute come out. We'll see if he's Thunder or not. I feel like Keldeo wasn't really an optimal switch. I'm not sure why Lycan did that. I'm not sure if I agree with that play. Yeah, I don't know why you'd ever go straight Keldeo in front of a Jirachi. Because that Jirachi could have Psychic, it could have Thunderbolt, it could have a lot of scary moves that could just kill you outright. Alright, he misses the Hydro Pump. And we do see the Thunder come out from Brumirage, and he crits him in return. If that's justice, if that isn't justice, I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't agree with the play that Lycan made, but I think he still can win, because he obviously has water spam on his side now. But if Brumirage has Energy Ball, he just outright wins. Yeah, never mind, he wins. GG. Game's over. Yeah, Brumirage is the anti-water Jirachi, and he has Thunder and all that. Game's pretty much over. Even though Lycan does get the Roar off, it pretty much won't matter what he does for the rest of this match, because when that Jirachi comes back in, it is claiming one, whether he likes it or not. So, we do see him get the burn off on Scizor. And Tentacruel is, as usual, a really hard to break wall, unless your name is Excadrill. Speaking of Excadrill, it's probably going to end up coming in sometime this match. But yeah, Tentacruel is obviously going to stay in, probably fire off a couple more Scalds that are boosted by rain. Might get the KO on Scizor here. Alright. This match has been pretty rough so far. That was a rough beginning to the match, and we're only on turn 7. Two of the biggest matchup defining Mons are already dead. Alright, we do see the Intimidate Gyarados come out. Should have come out on the Excadrill, honestly, but he does come out in the Scizor instead. My guess is he's going to try and substitute. Okay, never mind, he just Dragon Dances. Brumirage does get the crit, and as you can see from there, it did do 2 times damage instead of the normal 1.5 times. He Bullet Punches with the Steel Gem. Not sure why Lycan is weakening this thing so much, considering it's its only way to deal with Excadrill, but I mean Choice Scarf Excadrill, assuming that it is Choice Scarf. He's probably going to Waterfall his turn now, or maybe he might Sword Stance again. I mean, Bullet Punch. I mean, Dragon Dance. Excuse me. Oh my god. He might Dragon Dance again. Actually, yeah. If he Dragon Dances again. Well, I mean, Brumirage is probably gonna have to Bullet Punch, right? I think he might have, but okay. Gyarados sweep setting up here actually wasn't that super bad to play because he does outspeed Excadrill now, and there's not a lot of stuff that can wall him because Heatran gets annihilated, and because Ferrothorn is gone, Jirachi also gets annihilated. I think the only thing that really threatens him now is like Skarmory. If this were Gen 6, the match would be over because he'd just make a Gyarados. But unfortunately, it is not Gen 6, and he doesn't go for the other DD either. Alright, he does try to get the flip. You scum. Lycan is disgusting. Alright, you know what? Brumirage should have won this match because he had the proper prep, but alas, he got scummed. I feel bad for him now. You know, I was rough on Brumirage the entirety of this match, but he definitely didn't deserve to get his debut just stifled like that. So yeah, Brumirage does get defeated, and Lycan wins in the most disgusting way possible. And I'm actually really upset at how that match went down, because usually Lycan wins through really good plays and really solid positioning, but this was just gross. He went for the flinch, and he did get it, but like, and even though I understood that that was his only play, I just don't like that happened. So yeah, Lycan does end up winning, and Brumirage does end up losing. I think Brumirage definitely did hold their own pretty well, but they didn't do anything like super amazing that made them like really as good as Chaitanya, obviously, but it is what it is, and I'm sorry for Brumirage for losing, but that is it for this match, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. Please share this video with others to get the word out there. My name has been Namberdan, and I'll see you all next time.